My name is Milan Tatusis. I'm from Palmaker Cree Nation. I'm Neheoplat, Plains Cree Nakota. And what Crystal said is I'm an Indigenous governance student at the University of Victoria in British Columbia. And thank you, Colby. This is my big brother, could you tell? And I wanted to mention a few things that I observed today that were very powerful. Like we've been saying here repeatedly, is that this is a grassroots movement by the people. That there was no chief or no organization, whether it be provincial or national, that took an initiative until recently to back these Idle No More movements. That this movement is for the people and of the people. And to remind us that we need to stay strong as young people. And I saw a lot of young people walking that street, holding those signs, screaming, sagwaying, really powerful to see. Not to lose that momentum and that strength, that feeling you're feeling in your gut right now has always been here. Has always been here since the beginning of time. That is the feeling that our chiefs felt when they speak and defended our land. And never to lose that again. I also want to encourage each and every one of us to return to our traditional territories. To return to our traditional communities and visit with our old people, with our traditional leaders, not the career chiefs, not the Indian Affairs chiefs that are in these positions of power. I want you to deconstruct these Indian Affairs-based governance systems that exist in our community as young people, because that is the future we're going to be leaving for our young people, our children not yet born, and we need to make that stand today as young people. Pay close attention to the assimilation records of current chiefs. That this is no accident. That we've had assimilation records in the past. We had assimilation policies forced on us in the past, and not to forget that. Not to forget what happened to our treaty rights. Not to forget what's going on with education. One of the big issues we're facing is that we're buckling at the negotiation table. I say forget the negotiation table. Burn that negotiation table. Our young people today are stronger than the current leadership of today, and we must never forget that. I would encourage us to get acquainted with the land. I had the opportunity to visit my Native Hawaiian brothers in Hawaii, and they have this phrase, the word in Native Hawaiian for land is aina. And one thing they always say to the young people is spoon the aina. Get acquainted with the land and the land-based practices, because that is where our strength comes from. That is where our language comes from. It doesn't come from anywhere else but our land, and to defend that and stand in the truth of that. With that, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today. And I also like to thank the young people who led the charge down the street, who were in the front. There was no chief in the front that I took notice of. It was all our young people up there. One thing, during Christmas, tell the stories. Tell the stories, our war stories, the stories of our Geteyak, our warriors who defended their land bravely. Tell their stories over Christmas and remember them and repeat them, because we're going to draw strength from that as well. Tell those stories of when we defended this land bravely, because we're doing that today. We made a story today to tell our young people. I hope. Nice.